Hey Libras, so it's me Alexis. Welcome back to my astrology channel, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a full moon horoscope and tarot reading for the full moon in Pisces. So this full moon is going to be at 21 degrees, and yeah, if you are a Libra sun or rising, this video is going to be for you. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Wait, I forgot one thing. Oh yeah, I also offer personal new moon and full moon readings. So if you guys want a more personal take on what will happen for you for this full moon, you can go ahead and kind of DM me on Twitter and we can get something started for you. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So Libra, before I kind of talk about how it will personally affect us, I say us because I am a Libra rising, let's kind of talk about the general astrology. So this full moon is going to be a bit tense because, there's a T-square going on. The transiting Sun and Mars are going to be in Virgo. They're conjunct. The transiting Neptune and Moon will be in Pisces, the full moon in Pisces. They're going to be conjunct. They're going to be opposing each other, like full moon stuff. But on top of that, the transiting Jupiter in Sagittarius is going to be squared to, both the Moon and Neptune and Sun and Mars. So with that T-square going on, there is some tense things that we all need to go through for a little bit. So Libra, when it comes to, this T-square, the first thing I would tell you guys is that a lot of this T-square seems to be about, focusing on what needs to be clear and what needs to be ambiguous, what will remain as a mystery and what needs, the clarity and facts, and then, mitigating our perspective of life so that, we can kind of correctly see opportunities as opportunities and, red herrings as red herrings, I would say. So Virgo is kind of the sign of clarity and, things that are practical and clear, getting the facts straight. Pisces is a little bit more softer. It's a bit, blurrier. I think of, ambiguity and imagination and mystery with Pisces. And then with Sagittarius, I kind of think of the whole big picture. So with all this going on, this full moon in Pisces is going to illuminate the fact that life can be very ambiguous, that life is mysterious, and because of that, with the mystery of life, we are being called to kind of surrender our control of our lives to this mystery, to kind of realize that we can't really control everything because we don't know everything, and at the same time, letting the ambiguity of our lives really show us a certain truth that we need to know so that we can best, go for our opportunities in life. So, with ambiguity, it can give us a certain truth, and it could also help us surrender to the fact that we're just human. And by surrendering that, we can get better opportunities in life. So Libra, this full moon is going to be happening in your 6th house, and the transiting Jupiter is going to be in your 3rd house. So when I think of the 6th house, I think of, I think of health, I think of routine, I think of, daily habits, I think of the daily grind of things. I think of the daily grind, honestly, when I think of the 6th house, brushing your teeth, driving to work, all the boring stuff about life, it's in your 6th house. Handling your existence on the little things is the 6th house for sure. And, with this full moon, in the 6th house, I feel for us, we kind of have to figure out, or at least, deal with the fact that we really can't control how our life goes. And because of that, life is going to give us whatever it's going to give us. And we got to surrender to the fact that we can't control our lives. And in a sense, with this full moon in Pisces, we're going to be realizing how nuanced and more mysterious our daily lives are more than we think we would. And because of that, with this full moon in Pisces, we're looking at our daily lives and going, oh, I really don't have my life as together as I thought it would be, but hey, I don't think everyone else has their lives together completely, and I think that's okay. Having a little bit of mystery in your routine makes you a little bit more interesting, Libra, so we gotta embrace that mystery, I guess. And, this could be a really weird feeling just because, ever since Virgo season started, everything's been in our 12th house, and we've been sitting here being alone, being isolated, having some me time. It's really, really trying to go back into the world and be filled with the noise that we've been trying to escape from. But with this full moon in Pisces, we really need to, kind of go back to that noise so that we can better handle the noise. Because, what's the point of we can't really expect ourselves to kind of handle the daily grind of life if we're not really focused on it, and we're kind of been focusing on other things. Because, you know, with the 12th house also, we've been focusing on having that silence. We've been, you know, maybe a little bit more withdrawn from other people. At least that's how it's been for me. But with this full moon, like, this is our time to kind of come back to the workforce, or come back to our daily senses, to just be like, okay, it's time to drink water, or hey, it's time to go to bed, it's a little too late. Like, the little things matter. So oh yes, the little things does matter. So yeah, that's a nice quote to think about. Also, you know, with Jupiter in the 3rd house, you know, there's the T-squares happening between your 12th house, your 6th house, and the 3rd house. And the 3rd house kind of shows like opportunities in terms of like thinking more positively, having a stronger mindset, you know, having, you know, a stronger ability to express what you're thinking. So like writing, communication, all of that. And, you know, with the way that we've been weighing our existences, whether we're trying to weigh our existence in solitude versus, you know, in the daily buzz of the world, like how we kind of weigh our existences, like how we are, I guess, kind of really affects how we think. And, you know, with Jupiter in the 3rd house, you know, our opportunities to think better and to, you know, speak more positively and to have better relationships with, like, you know, people in close proximity to us, they're kind of sitting here like, how are we going to help you? And, you know, part of this, you know, issue really is really just about us trying to, like, you know, realize that we don't really have much control over our daily lives. And, you know, the only thing we can really be clear about is like being clear in ourselves with so much work that we've been doing in like introspection for the past Virgo season. And on top of that, like, because of that, like a lot of how we think, a lot of how we communicate with other people like close to us, like, you know, a lot of our 3rd house matters, they're going to be affected by how we, you know, think of existence. Whether we think of it as something mysterious and something that we have to control and to be clear about, or something where we can kind of let loose and kind of be kind of ambiguous about it. So Libra, I think a lot of this full moon is going to be about us surrendering our control over the daily little notions of life, just so that we can have a better peace of mind. Because I think at the end of this, like, our goal for handling our existence the way that we do is to, you know, hopefully have some sleep at night, and to hopefully make sure that, like, we are not being bogged down by any negative thoughts. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at your cards, Libra. Oh, okay. So here are your cards, Libra. 9 of Wands, reversed. King of Cups. Fool reversed. I think Cancer also got the Fool reversed, if I remember. So, looking at this, it kind of paints what's going on. And I think this is like our little tip, but let me like fully explain. So with the 9 of Wands, maybe this is why this Pisces moon or full moon is going to be helpful for us. So looking at this card, when I think of the 9 of Wands, I think of a person working really hard for nothing that's really constructive. I kind of think of a person who's working harder, but not smarter. So when I see this card, I think, you know, work smart, not hard. I mean, it's okay to work hard, but if you don't work smart, you're gonna work harder than you need to. So when I see this card, I kind of think of this as like our situation with our 6th house. Maybe we've been trying to work really, really hard to get some sort of control in our lives, but maybe with this full moon, we can kind of loosen up, you know, kind of let go of that control and kind of see where our work is really going. And maybe for some of us, you know, with our work and productivity, we kind of don't see that we're going anywhere. And, you know, have it not been for us kind of like letting our hands go and really just, you know, taking a step back, we might have not have figured this out. So Libra, if you've been working on something, but you've been trying to, you know, do more like in terms of controlling it rather than like actually getting the work done, then yeah, this card is definitely talking about that. Now, with the King of Cups, I think that, you know, lately, I mean, ever since, you know, I kind of think of the 12th house. Oh my god, I'm stuttering. So like whenever I think of the 12th house, You know, I think of this card for us in particular because lately, you know, ever since Virgo season started, ever since, you know, a lot of Virgo planets have been going through our 12th house, I think the main thing that we've been really trying to achieve is emotional mastery. Like not letting our emotions get the best of us and using our emotions even to really do some really great beneficial things. So if you look at this, like the King of Cups is very nice and composed, like he's literally chilling with some, well, with a cup. It looks like tea, but he's chilling with a cup and he's calm. And because he's calm, he can do a lot of things. He can, like, his emotions are not going to overpower him. In fact, he can utilize his emotions for the better. And this is something that we Libras have been working on ever since Virgo season started. So I think that, you know, by having this emotional stability and having this emotional acceptance, I think by having a calm emotional state, it can kind of really ground us and help us realize our lack of control physically in real life, and that way we can kind of utilize like a better work environment. So hopefully, you know, our card will look like this rather than like this, because hopefully by having an emotional stability that we've been working on, like hopefully through that we can actually start working on building something really tangible. So that's that going on. However, though, I think this is a tip for, you know, Libras in general. Cancer got the same advice. It's the Fool in reversed. And I think for us, Libra, we're really, really scared of messing up right now. We're scared of making mistakes. We're scared of being stupid. We're scared of making a decision that we didn't think through. And, you know, while it's really great to really think through your decisions, I think it's also a bad idea to never make a decision in the first place because you're scared. So with this full moon in Pisces, you know, perhaps like with the ambiguity of how our everyday life could be or how mysterious our daily routines could be, it can stifle you from making a move because for you, you may think, oh, if I don't know what's going on, why should I do anything? I don't want to make the wrong move. And I guess, Libra, I think the one thing that I need to tell you is that, you know, trust in yourself that, you know, if you make the wrong move, you'll bounce back just as strongly and you'll still do okay, even if you make the wrong choice. So you might as well go out and do what you wanted to do. So, and yeah, and don't be scared to, don't limit yourself. So, yeah, Libra, that's pretty much your tarot reading for the full moon in Pisces. I hope that this reading resonated with you guys, and yeah, I hope you guys have a great full moon.